Welcome to another fanfiction idea, and this is one that was another horror one that was voted on over on Patreon. If you want to be part of the Patreon polls as well as part of the other stuff, I just added a Halloween season Q&A, as well as did videos regarding a non-comic line of Creature Commandos and a what I call faction war, pitting the LexCorp versus the Mishima Zaibatsu on there. But if you just want, that's for the second tier, as well as on the second tier, you guys can send me Patreon requests to do here on YouTube. But yeah, that's all second tier. But if you just want to do the poll, be part of the polls, as well as check out theatrical movie reviews and a few other things, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the first tier, that'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, let's get started. So this is the winner of the. I've been doing a lot of these horror crossover polls, and this one kind of won by a good number, if I'm being honest. I wasn't expecting it to, but yeah. So this was a part of a Kim Possible horror crossover list, and the winner by like a huge margin was Silence of the Lambs. So yeah, we're going to be doing a Kim Possible Silence of the Lambs crossover. Anyway, so yeah, if you're wondering what the other ones were, the others were 30 Days of Night, Them, Alien, Friday the 13th, and The Blob. But anyway, let's get started with the video. So the story begins with Kim being called in by Kim is brought in by Global Justice alone. And she's like, well, why didn't you bring Ron with me? And Dr. Director's like, this is kind of a high-stakes mission, and we can't really have Ron be Ron, okay? This is a solo mission for you. And Kim's like, I don't work for Global Justice, right? I'm not one of your agents that you can just call out of the blue and just be like, hey, can I, do this for us? And they're like, we know, but we normally wouldn't do this, but we feel like your expertise could probably help in this matter. Like, we have a major situation here, and we would really, really, really like your expertise on the matter. Like, this is kind of a big deal, and we would really like to have you on board, like you be a part of this mission that we're undertaking. And Kim's like, all right, I'll bite. What's the mission? And they're like, we need you to be part of a prison transfer. And Kim's like, excuse me? Me, a prison transfer. Is it like a supervillain? And they're like, and Dr. Director's like, kinda, but like, it's not your typical kind of mission. It's a very different kind of story. It's a very different kind of undertaking. And Kim's just like, just tell me who it is. Is it like Shigo? Is it Draken? Is it someone else? And Dr. Director goes, have you ever heard of Hannibal Lecter? And Kim's like, I've heard podcasts about him. And she's like, of course you've heard like true crime podcasts about Hannibal Lecter. And she's like, yeah, Hannibal the Cannibal. Wait, are you telling me that's who you want me to transfer? Like, help transfer? She's like, yeah. We're gonna have an elite squad of our top GJN agents, and we want you to be part of. Sorry, I just blanked there. Sorry, my brain just like short-circuited. Where was I? Right. Sorry, I need more sleep. Anyway, as I was saying, she's like, we got an elite troop of GJN agents, but we feel like your expertise and your skills could really help. And Kim's just like, I don't know, like, if I'd be any real assistance. I really don't feel like I would be of any real help in this matter. This isn't really a super villain, and it feels kind of beneath me. I mean, Hannibal's scary, and what he did to those people, like, I've read a lot about him, but like, I don't really think I'm needed for this. Like, I definitely don't think I am needed for something like this. This feels a little too beneath me, sorry to say. And she's like, please, Dr. Lecter is really dangerous, and we really need we're sending him to a new Supermax prison. and we're taking all the precautions. So we just want you to oversee it, and don't take him lightly. So Kim agrees, but she's still of the mindset of like, it just doesn't feel like this is. I mean, Hannibal's scary, but I've fought scarier. Like I've fought dinosaurs, I've time traveled, all of that. There's nothing really about Dr. Lecter. Yeah, there's nothing about Dr. Lecter that really makes me go, yeah, that guy's a threat. So she joins up with the GGN squad when she's brought to a location out in like the Alaskan wilderness, and they're like, so Kim is like, this is where you're holding him? Wasn't he in like a padded cell in like Maryland? They're like, yeah, we transferred him here, but we're going to transfer him somewhere else. There is a offshore supermax prison that we're going to be delivering him to in about 6 hours. So, we want you to help guard as well as oversee the transfer when we get to this offshore prison, supermax prison. It's off the books. It's like Hannibal is going to stay there and rot for the rest of his life. So Kim's like, all right, where's the prisoner being held? Is it just him? They're like, yeah, it's just him. But like, be warned, he's dangerous. So Kim's like, all right, let me see him. So Kim comes into the cell, and Hannibal's just standing there in the center of his cell, and he's like, hello. My, you are young. Are you, by chance, Kim Possible? And she's like, yep, that's me. Dr. Lecter, I presume. And she's like, and Lecter goes, you're very young. I wasn't expecting anyone this young. I've heard stories, but I've never thought you were throwing yourself into these kind of situations. So I take it the Global Justice Network wanted you to oversee the my prison transfer. And she's like, bingo. And Dr. Lecter's like, you remind me of someone, a starling I once knew. She was quite a fragile little thing, but she found her strength, got her man and all that. I wonder, are you and that starling so different? And Kim's like, okay, this is creepy. This is creepy. I'm just gonna walk out. Guards, just stay with him, and call me when we get ready for the prison transfer. So Kim's just standing out there with the other guards, and they hear like a sound, like someone dropped something, like a heavy thud. So they go back in the room, and there's a guard, or like both the guards. One guard's like holding the other one by the throat and like trying to keep blood in. And they're like, what happened? And the other guy's like, he talked to him, like he said something to my partner, and he just freaked out. And Kim's just like, all right, get him help. I'll stay here. And they're like, are you sure? He's dangerous. And she's like, trust me, I've encountered much worse. And Dr. Lecter hears that and is like, have you now? I hope I don't disappoint. So Kim is there alone with Hannibal, and Hannibal's just standing there. He's like, so tell me, Miss Possible, why do you do the things you do? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm rather impressed that someone so young is willing to give her life in the name of protecting humanity. But why? Do you feel the need? Is it glory? Is it some sort of gratification? And she goes, no, it's what's right. And he goes, oh, of course, that old one. Tell me, did you ever feel the need to? Was there a moment of powerlessness in your life, and now you have a need for control or a need to help others? And Kim's just like, I mean, when I was younger, I felt kind of powerless, but I always wanted to get stronger. And he goes, ah, yes, an ideal choice, I must say. You must have needed a sense of control over your life. I do wonder, though, how long can you have that control before that control overwhelms you? And she goes, all right, listen, I'm gonna level with you, Doc. You are not the scariest person I have met in my life. I have encountered literal gods. You ain't no god. He goes, I don't claim to be. I claim to be better. So Kim is like all like she leaves him alone for a second and goes back to the GJN's agents who are like, the guy died. We couldn't save him. And they're like, what did he say to you? And Kim's just like, he's just a freaking weirdo. None of this makes sense, and he's just creepy. So Kim goes back into the room, and she finds Hannibal laying on the ground, like having shakes, and she goes, "Oh shit, guards, we got a problem." So they come running in with guns drawn because they're like, we know what he did in Tennessee. We know about the Tennessee escape, so we're getting ready. And if he just even moves funny, we'll kill him. So Kim's there to trying to resuscitate him, when suddenly she realizes that, like, I left my gear in my belt, and she feels like a hand go in there and pull out her grappling hook. Hannibal punches her, shoots the grappling hook through a guy's jaw, and tears it off. Proceeds to just go through the guards, who are now like in a state of panic. And Kim's just like, "Oh my god, I let this happen." So she's trying to like get through to him, get to Hannibal. She even like grabs one of the rifles and watches as Dr. Lecter's like making his escape. And Lecter turns and is like, "We come to this part of the story, my new little starling. Are you going? I wonder, is this the moment where this is your big moment? Are you going to make it? Are you going to take the shot?" And Kim's just like hesitated, and she just lowers it. It's like, "I can't do it. I can't kill you." And Hannibal's just like, "I know," and then proceeds to just knock her out, suddenly grab the rifle and knock her out. And Kim wakes up later, and she's the only survivor. The other guards like all died from Hannibal's escape, and Hannibal managed to make it out. So now they don't know where he is, and Kim just feels a sense of shame of she feels like this sense of just utter shame. I'm sorry, I need more sleep. She just feels this utter sense of shame of letting Hannibal escape, but Dr. Lecter's like, "I warned you, and we'll get him next time. But for now, I think you should probably get some rest." And Kim's just like, "Yeah." Later that night, Kim gets a phone call from someone. She's like, "Hello," and he goes, "Hello, Miss Possible. I do thank you for the adventure. It was quite exciting. I'm getting on in years, and I wanted to know if I could still be, what's the word I'm looking for? Virile. I hope to meet you again in the future. Maybe I'll have you for dinner sometime." And then just hangs up. And Kim's just like, "Oh my god," like just now in like a state of like absolute fear of like Dr. Lecter coming back to get her. And she's just kind of like laying in bed now. And now she suddenly realizes, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't have taken Hannibal Lecter. Maybe I should have taken Hannibal Lecter way more seriously than I should have before, because oh shit, he's actually like scarier than any of the other villains I've ever encountered." So yeah, Kim just is now like in a total state of terror for the rest of her life, waiting for the day if and when Hannibal Lecter comes into her life to kill her or kill members of her family. So that's the end of the story. Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I'm actually glad this one was the one that won. I thought it'd be a neat crossover, and I'm glad it won. But yeah, you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this Kim Possible Silence of the Lambs crossover? This is my first time I think I've talked about Silence of the Lambs on here, so this will be interesting. Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone who voted on this. And yeah, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.